All right, Elijah McAllister, Elijah McAllister, I'll try that again, is the Auburn captain and is with us each week, courtesy of CraneWorks. The big guy says don't forget the big dog when it comes to CraneWorks and RentalWorks. He's on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. What is up, Elijah? How are you today?
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks a lot. Listen, I know it was a tough loss there in College Station, but you, man, in this league, you just do not have time to dwell on a loss. You got Georgia on the horizon. You know, how difficult was it to turn the page from a game where you guys did not play like you wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, not too difficult than it is any other week. Coach Freese has this thing we talk about Mondays. Mondays are about the truth. He tells the truth about the game, win or loss, and then we throw it in the trash after we watch film on Monday, and we kind of transition to the next team. So we kind of put the game last week behind us on Monday and started to focus on this week's opponent.
What was the truth about the Texas A&M game? Can you share that with us?
Yeah, I mean, I think he expressed how we had a lot to improve on both sides of the ball. He felt like we didn't, play well enough to win that game, and it's something that, we can improve on and still have an opportunity to play well this week and have an opportunity to give ourselves a chance to win. So it's just little things that we got to continue to improve on that he preaches every day that we just didn't execute this past week.
Breaking news out of College Station about an hour ago. It looks like Connor Wegman is done for the season with that injury he sustained against you guys. Max Johnson came in and played extremely well. Was there a big difference between the two quarterbacks?
Not so much. Not a huge difference in our eyes in terms of their ability. They're both really good quarterbacks and both can make plays and make some throws. And Max came in and did a really good job for them. I think again it always comes down to what we didn't do as a defense, and we played well throughout the game. But we could have played better, and without some bust, we could have held them to that's the point. So.
Obviously, with your experience at Vanderbilt, not your first rodeo against the Georgia Bulldogs as the number one team in the country, back-to-back national champions. What do they do well that makes them so good at this point in history?
Yeah, I mean, they're talented. They got a talented roster. They're well coached. They're gonna try to run the football to start, and they're gonna play really good defense, and they're gonna allow everything to come to them at the end of the day. So it's the same story for Georgia that they have been the past few years in the SEC, and there's no real difference now this year. We're excited for your opportunity. We feel like, again, defensively, we're going to continue to do what we do and improve as a defense, and then offensively as well, we're going to improve and go in this week with some confidence.
They get the reputation of being more physical maybe than anyone else in the SEC the last 2 years. Do you find that game to be more physical than other games?
Well, I feel like in a way they try to establish the run game a lot more so than other teams, and that gives them the title of the being the most physical. In the SEC, everybody's physical. Everybody, comes to bring it in any given week. Anything can happen. You know how this league goes. It always has been that way. It's any given week. So.
Elijah McAllister is with us, the Auburn team captain, courtesy of CraneWorks. The big guy reminds you to look for the big dog when it comes to CraneWorks and RentalWorks. They have been a bit of a slow starting team, though. Georgia has only scored 17 first-quarter points in their first 4 games. Have you seen anything on film that tells you why that they may not be as explosive early on offense?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen anything on film. I try personally when I watch film, I try not to focus on games. I try to focus on the type of plays we're going to get and what I'm going to see when I'm out there. So as far as the totality of the game, I don't really necessarily look as to why they started slow or what the reason to that is. But I don't really know, honestly.
They've got dominant units everywhere, but when you watch them on film, how about this offensive line for Georgia?
Yeah, they always have really good offensive line since I've been in school, and they're long, they're athletic. Again, they're going to try to establish one early, so it's going to be a nice challenge for us as defensive line, as every other week. Particularly when you get in this league, though, just continue to stop the run, continue to prove that we can do that on a consistent basis, and then get to the quarterback. So we're excited for it. We're just excited for it.
There's been some discussion about the Jets locker room in the NFL now. They're struggling after the Aaron Rodgers injury to score points, create offense, and the defense, the headline was, getting a little fed up with the way the season's going. You're such a positive guy. How, on defense, where you guys are playing good football, are you trying to encourage and be positive to the other side of the ball? Is that conversations that happen in practice, pregame, or in the course of a game?
Yeah, it happens every day, honestly. And just, football. Anything can happen, and we're all family. Everybody wants to preach family and brotherhood in any locker room, but it's important to really live that out every single day. So there's going to be games where we're not going to play up to our standard, and the offense is going to have to come and score a lot of points. And there's going to be games where we play up to our standard, the offense is, and we got to bail them out in some ways. So there are conversations like that, and I don't look at it as offense versus defense or offense, defense, special teams. Like, we're all one team. So if I play to my standard and defense plays to our standard, the offense does as well, then, the more games we're going to win. So that conversation, that positive energy continues to, show up every single day because it's what's needed,
Do you hate Georgia?
I don't necessarily hate, Georgia. Like, I think Coach Freeze had a good quote in there. He said, he's not a big guy of hate, just, spread love. And that's kind of how I live. It's my first time playing this rivalry. So I know there's some bad blood there, and I'm going to, play my hardest and do everything I can out there to help Auburn win. But as far as hate, I don't really look at it that way because I don't like any opponent we play, to be honest. So,
were you? I'm sorry, I have to ask this, but the game was moving. There were a lot of games going on. Were you on the field for the Eugene Asante scoop and score for the defensive touchdown?
Yes, I was right there.
You're right there because so was Jimbo Fisher, and I'm just curious if you came.
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny because I didn't see him.
Yeah.
Like, I literally, like, I'm chasing Gene and I'm running after him. And I didn't see Jimbo. Like, I literally did not see him. Like, the only time I knew was people on the sideline, like, do you see the coaches on the field? Like, what do you mean? Where? So it's just funny. Maybe I was running with my head down or something, but I did not see him.
I didn't see him watching from my couch until they did replay.
Yeah, it was the replay. And Eugene Asante actually has to go inside of him to avoid him. It's
I wish
crazy.
you'd have blocked him. I wish you'd have laid him out.
I mean, because that's something like you're looking for a guy to lay out at that point, right? And
yeah, I'm looking for anybody to block it. Any color that comes across my face that's not, like, wearing white. And maybe because Jimbo had white on, that I just assumed he was one of my teammates. Like, I just, colors fly. He had a white jacket on, so I'm thinking he's one of my teammates and he's running past him,
That would have been awful if you'd have laid out Jimbo Fisher. I don't know you could survive that. You're a big guy, Elijah.
That'd be a poll question whether or not it'd be awful or not.
I mean, it would have shaken. Yeah, he's an old tough coal miner, though.
Yeah, he's got that West Virginia in him. I think he might have survived it. All right, Elijah, good luck against Georgia this week. We always appreciate the time. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Yes, sir. See you next week. Appreciate y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Thank you. That is Elijah McAllister, the Auburn Jack linebacker, courtesy of CraneWorks. The big guy says, remember the big dog when it comes to CraneWorks and RentalWorks.